Northern California's first primetime news. This is Fox 40 News.
Classroom 12, identical to 10, just totally ransacked. All cupboards and closets gone through. Looks like stuff definitely was taken out of 12 as well.
One local school, 2 classrooms. Vandals who apparently didn't get enough the first time strike twice in 16 hours. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Terry Cox.
And I'm Joe Orlando.
Tonight, Sacramento police are looking for vandals as young as 7 years old. This after 2 break-ins and a lot of senseless destruction at Fruit Ridge Elementary School. It's a story you'll only see on Fox 40 News.
There was fire extinguishers sprayed everywhere, papers and desks thrown everywhere.
You're looking at hundreds of dollars in damage. Windows broken, 2 classrooms trashed, and computer equipment stolen. Police say it all started when vandals used this bar to smash their way into room 10 last night and room 12 this afternoon.
It shocks me that someone would break into a classroom, a school of all things. It's kind of a safe place for kids to go. So to break into a school and take computer equipment or kids' school supplies, it's just ridiculous.
And perhaps the biggest shocker of all, 2 of the vandals may have been as young as 7 years old. They and 2 teenagers were spotted by a group of young witnesses playing at the school this afternoon.
It sounded like they were trying to entice these kids that were walking through campus to come in and steal things along with them. They had a whole bunch of stuff piled out here that they were taking, and they were asking them if they wanted to come inside and kind of join in the fun, if you want to call it.
Well, it makes me angry because I know that the children that go to school here, they deserve to have nice things, and then when they're destroyed and ruined, I mean, it takes away from the community and the learning of the children.
Now, the young witnesses are students at Fruit Ridge Elementary School, and they told police they recognized the younger vandals from school. And tonight, school police tell us they have some actual names on these suspects, and they do expect to make some arrests tomorrow. Now, police credit the young witnesses for knowing right from wrong, going home, telling their parents about this. Their parents, in turn, called police.
If you're not sure what to do if you see a mountain lion coming at you, the results of a new study suggest you'd better learn.
That's right. UC Davis researchers say mountain lions are lurking closer to some local neighborhoods than you might think. Fox 40's Mike Bond joins us now live from El Dorado Hills with the story. Mike?
Terry, a couple of recent attacks in Southern California are reminders of what can happen when mountain lions mistake us for prey. And while researchers say attacks are still rare, urban sprawl is starting to put a lot more people and their pets in potential danger, especially at dark.
A shrub like this could easily hold a mountain lion underneath, and you would never be aware of it.
UC Davis researcher Walter Boyce says it's now clear mountain lions are living closer to humans, laying low in the daytime, but moving closer as the sun starts to set to hunt for food.
We find that during the nighttime, lions actually are moving through neighborhoods where people live, and they're basically going up and down the streets, looking for deer, their usual prey.
But they're also eating dogs and other pets. This paw print is from one of 20 cougars a team from the UC Davis Wildlife Health Center studied for 3 years in San Diego County. The results show people are going to have to start being aware about sharing the environment with an animal that can kill.
People are moving into the lion habitat.
And more people are recreating in places such as where 2 people were attacked this month, one fatally in Southern California. The last fatal attack in the valley happened 10 years ago when a jogger was mauled in the foothills. That attack happened during the day, which differs from the new research that shows cougars are predominantly night hunters.
Not all mountain lions are going to read the papers we publish. They don't all follow the same book. So you can't always count on something happening just a certain way.
Well, I think wherever you are, where you would expect them, you should be alert.
Walter Boyce agrees. He says staying alert and knowing what to do will most likely save your life. And we're back live. The experts say anywhere you're around deer, you can expect a mountain lion to not be far behind. They can travel up to 20 miles per night when they hunt. If you do ever encounter a mountain lion, you're advised not to run. You should make yourself as big as possible, yell, scream, throw rocks. The man who died earlier this month in LA was crouched down trying to fix his bike. Reporting live near El Dorado Hills, Mike Bond, Fox 40 News.
Mike, someone thought they saw a mountain lion in Southern California this weekend, and officials immediately took action. They closed trails through a Laguna Beach park in Orange County and called in state wildlife experts. Those experts say they were unable to find any tracks.
Suspicious circumstances tonight surrounding the deaths of 2 women in Roseville. Roseville police found the 2 women dead inside this home on Riverside Ave. The women are both in their 50s. Now, police say one victim was the caretaker for the other. No word tonight whether this was murder or suicide. Authorities say the home was clean and there was no sign of forced entry.
A West Sacramento-based nonprofit committed to helping young, homeless, pregnant women is facing a huge loss tonight. The house that Chicks in Crisis operates out of is being sold. Fox 40's Michelle Kennedy joins us live from the newsroom with that story. Michelle.
Joe, the House of Hope is a place for women to come when they have nowhere else to go. Now the county will have to sell it, and a new house will be needed to keep Chicks in Crisis afloat.
And so we'll have homemade chicken noodles and soup and some rolls.
Inez Whitlow's Chicks in Crisis is nearly 8 years old.
We don't want our programs to go to waste because we help a lot of people. We save a lot of babies.
The program is a stepping stone for young pregnant mothers. It's an 8-bedroom house in West Sacramento to stay at. New moms receive guidance through pregnancy so they can adopt babies out to parents who can take care of them.
And we've saved numerous families from being on the street. And what we turn around and do is get them career orientated, get them jobs, and get them off the welfare.
Dozens of women and their kids stay here every year. Moms have to be enrolled in school or get a job within 30 days to do it.
I have more children than anybody, I think.
The problem is Yolo County owns the house, and with increasing budget cuts, it will soon have to sell it.
It just leaves me out in the cold because I don't have $295,000 to buy the place.
Laura Richardson stayed here with her 3 children once.
Because I wanted out of the relationship, I just didn't have anywhere to go, and I didn't want to be homeless with 3 kids. So I called Inez, and she let me come stay here. I stayed here for about 3.5 months.
Laura now works and has her own place.
I don't know what I would have done.
What Inez needs now is more help than ever before. She needs someone to donate a house.
Beggars aren't choosy, so, you know, an acre, maybe a 6-bedroom house, it can, you know, need fixing up.
Now, Chicks in Crisis is holding an open house at 550 C Street in West Sacramento. That'll be on February the 7th at 4 o'clock. You're encouraged to come and donate money if you can, and even ideas about some way that maybe you could possibly help the situation out. Reporting live in the newsroom, Michelle Kennedy, Fox 40 News.
That new bridge planned for just below Folsom Dam, it may not take 5 years to build after all. The city of Folsom likes the sound of 2007 a whole lot better than 2009, and all the agencies involved think they can make that happen. The 4-lane, $66 million bridge would link Folsom Auburn Road to East Natoma Street, alleviating a whole lot of traffic through neighborhoods.
Placer County headquarters should have a new look this spring. Developers are scheduled to demolish some of the World War II buildings that are part of the DeWitt Center. About 1,900 Placer County employees work at the DeWitt Center now. Last week, the Board of Supervisors approved a plan for 2 new buildings to be built. The $25 million project will include planning, public works, environmental health, and air pollution control offices.
Sierra College students may soon get longer summers and shorter semesters under a new proposal. College officials are proposing a new compressed calendar, which they say is aimed at creating longer class meetings so teachers can squeeze more instruction into a shorter semester. At the same time, the college can expand the number of classes offered. And by expanding the summer session, students who go to school year-round will be able to get their associate's degree in just 18 months.
The state is leaning on Indian gaming to make up for its money problems.
But the tribes say they don't have to pay a dime. Now, Governor Schwarzenegger is taking a gamble with his plan to get those tax dollars one way or another. Here's Fox reporter Willem Najazak.
After beating up on California's Indian gaming tribes during the recall campaign, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is following through on his promise to get the cash-strapped state a bigger piece of the tribal casino pie.
It's time for them to pay their fair share.
Obviously, the state wants as much of the estimated $6 billion a year Indian gaming profit as it can get. The governor wants about 25%. The tribes say they won't do it, and they don't have to.
One of the problems that California faces is that Gray Davis signed 20-year compacts giving the tribes monopoly casinos with the state getting virtually nothing.
People want to say, pay more money, pay more money. It's simply not that way. The federal government made it very clear that tribes are governments and not allowed to be taxed.
That may be about to change. An initiative targeted for the November ballot would end the tribe's gaming monopoly by allowing slot machines in non-Indian racetracks and card rooms, unless the tribes agree to pay the state 25% of their revenues.
We're saying if you want a monopoly, you want to be the only guys in California who can do this, then you need to give something back. If you don't mind that California has another alternative source where it can get this revenue, then fine. So it's really up to the India casinos.
Under either scenario, California wins if the initiative passes. The card rooms and tracks give the state 30% of their revenues, about $1 billion. The alternative, the tribes renegotiate their compacts, and in exchange for a 20 to 25% cut, Sacramento may be willing to give the tribes some additional slots in better locations, again to take around $1 billion, or in the governor's words, California's fair share. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
State prisons are reportedly spending more than their share of money. Records show over the past 5 years, the Department of Corrections has underestimated the costs of housing prison inmates. The state has picked up most of that extra tab, about $1.5 billion since 1999. Prison officials say poor management practices are to blame. A big win after one long fight.
Solano County will soon have its own national cemetery to service local veterans. More than 500 acres are set aside on a vacant parcel of land in Midway and Lewis Roads near I-80. Fox 40's Lisa Amin has more on why this cemetery is so crucial.
America's veterans fight for peace, hoping eventually to rest in peace. Former soldiers living in the Sacramento area are distressed.
We went and had a picture that I think could be put on our casket, to be truthful with you.
In the military, a soldier is always prepared when it's time to fight, to move, and to die. One thing they weren't prepared for, nearby cemeteries in San Francisco and San Bruno fill to capacity.
We're losing World War II veterans, something like 1,000 a day.
The race against time for space led the federal government to this 544-acre parcel in Dixon. Plans are in the works to have a cemetery complete by 2006. This cemetery will be available to any veteran living within a 75-mile radius. That equals about 400,000 veterans. Right now, the closest national cemetery available is 2 hours away in Gustine.
It's an honor to host it. That's where I want to go.
A mixture of relief and excitement from this group of Solano County veterans.
So long we don't have to wait too long, because as old-timer, you know, we're fading away slowly.
Dog tags.
Though their experiences and time in the service vary, their futures will now likely overlap. In Solano County, Lisa Amin, Fox 40 News.
This week we learn which city will hold the Scott Peterson trial.
That's right. And you know what? Businesses eager to capitalize on the case aren't wasting any time. We'll have more on that story. Plus,
you give me a shot at George Bush, I will give you the White House.
we're in Iowa live tonight, where Democratic presidential candidates are making their closing pitches before tomorrow's caucuses.
And San Francisco's new mayor is making history for the second time this month by naming a woman to head another top agency.
Plus, take a look. They're sextuplets, but their birthdays are more than a week apart. We'll have their story.
Morning fog once again tomorrow. It will be patchy in some areas, but we are going to get some relief from the fog and the low clouds. That's right. We're looking at sunshine this week. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.
Later in sports, Peyton and the Colts find trouble with the law in New England. I'm Mark Dembski. We'll recap both conference championship games, wrap up the rest of your Sunday sports action at about 10:50 tonight.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Centers. Your ticket to a better night's sleep.
When he started like this.
There's a ribbon in the sky.
Welcome to Hollywood Dawn. Who could have predicted this?
The #1 album of Grammy nomination. 'Cause you're my special thing. I'm flying without wings.
Fox Monday, American Idol returns, and somewhere in the crowd is the next superstar. Can you spot the one?
One of the best performances I've ever heard.
American Idol, Monday at 8 on Fox 40.
In 1977, an idea was planted. One day, it would lead to high-speed internet access, streaming video, and sharing digital photographs. It's been 25 years now. Today, SBC companies supply more people with high-speed DSL than anyone else in America. Obviously, the idea grew. SBC, going beyond the call.
Right now, there's $350 billion in tax cuts out there. It's like this big, freshly baked pie. And our job at H&R Block is to get you the biggest slice possible. So I dig in to find you every tax break you're entitled to. There's a bigger child tax credit, a larger deduction for married couples, lots of new stuff. The only question is, how big a slice do you want?
Get the maximum refund or it's free. Another advantage of H&R Block.
If you've had your eye on a Toyota truck, 2004 is your year, because right now your Toyota dealer has great deals on Tacoma and Tundra, some of the best trucks on the road, like 0% APR financing or $750 cash back on the handy Tacoma, and 0% financing or $1,000 back on the full-size Tundra. The deals you've been looking for on the Toyota trucks you've been wanting. But hurry, 0% financing or cash back ends soon, so see your Toyota dealer today.
Fox 40 News at 10 continues.
All eyes are on the state of Iowa.
Tomorrow, residents there will choose the man they want to challenge President Bush for the White House. For the candidates running, the Iowa caucus can be a make-or-break vote. Fox 40's Dan Springer joins us live from Des Moines, Iowa, with more on the last-minute campaigning. Dan?
Yeah, Joe, first a weather report. You'll appreciate this being back in sunny California. Here it's 20 degrees below zero wind chill factor. It's expected to be even colder tomorrow, and that could have an effect on turnout. Meantime, this is a contest that is going right down to the wire. The latest poll is showing a tight four-way race in which even the experts aren't making predictions.
We're going to have the championship right here tomorrow night when we nominate and send to the John Kerry.
Suddenly leading in the polls, Massachusetts Senator John Kerry crisscrossed the Hawkeye state with Senator Ted Kennedy at his side. Knowing two-thirds of Iowa Democrats opposed the Iraq War, Kerry seemed to want to have it both ways. He touts his own military experience and voted for the Iraq War, but on the stump, you'd never know it.
The United States of America should never go to war because it wants to. We should only go to war because we have to.
North Carolina Senator John Edwards also appears to be peaking at the right moment. He's the only candidate who has refused to go negative, something Iowans have rewarded in past caucuses. But will it be enough to overcome what some perceive as his lack of experience?
I've been getting ready for this fight my whole life. You have got to give me a shot at George Bush. You give me a shot at George Bush, I will give you the White House.
Former Vermont Governor Howard Dean has been in a two-week free fall in the polls, hurt by opponents' attacks and a perception that he's simply too angry. After a morning appearance with former President Jimmy Carter in Georgia, Dean was back in Iowa, joined for the first time by his wife, Judy, perhaps trying to soften his image.
I want to thank my incredibly wonderful wife for spending her Sunday in Iowa. I appreciate this very much, and I thank you, dear.
Richard Gephardt has dipped to fourth in the polls, and even as he tried to energize his union base to get out the vote, he appeared at times as if he knows his chances slipping away.
I don't have to be president. That isn't why I'm doing this. I don't care about that. I really don't.
Sitting out the Iowa caucuses are Joe Lieberman and Wesley Clark. They are both putting all their eggs in New Hampshire, where this Democratic drama shifts a week from now. Live in Des Moines, I'm Dan Springer. Joe, back to you.
Dan, you mentioned the cold weather. You think that's going to affect the turnout?
I think it could. It could really affect Dick Gephardt because he appeals more to the older voters, and it is bitterly cold. Wind chill factor, like I said, 20 degrees below zero. It takes a lot to get out in this weather, and if the folks aren't motivated, they are not going to go. So we'll have to see. 4 years ago for the caucus, they had 61,000 people turn out. The Secretary of State here was predicting about 100,000 people, a record. We'll have to see with the weather this cold.
Thanks so much, Dan.
It does look cold out there, doesn't it?
It does look cold.
So what's next in the 2004 primaries? Well, candidates will shift their focus to New Hampshire. The primary there will be held January 27th. Registered voters here in California will go to the polls on March 2nd. That is considered Super Tuesday because voters in 9 other states will also cast their ballots. And here's an early look at how the candidates might fare here in the Golden State. A field poll has 25% of likely voters supporting Vermont Governor Howard Dean. General Wesley Clark is close behind with 20%. Senator Joe Lieberman has 12% support. The remaining candidates are all in the single digits. 21% of voters say they are still undecided.
President Bush, meantime, is preparing for Tuesday night's State of the Union speech. His address is said to focus on optimistic themes. Bush will defend the war in Iraq, talk about the improving economy, and offer up ideas to fix the nation's health care system. When it comes to his re-election campaign, the president is said to have some 160 staffers, $135 million at his disposal for the November election.
In Iraq, an update now on that suicide bombing that killed 20 people and injured more than 60. The attack happened outside the main gate of the U.S.-led coalition headquarters in Baghdad. Witnesses say a truck packed with 1,000 pounds of explosives went off during the morning rush hour.
A vehicle driven by a terrorist detonated just outside of one of our major checkpoints.
3 U.S. soldiers suffered minor injuries, and most of the dead are believed to be Iraqi citizens.
9 coalition helicopters have been shot down and 40 soldiers killed in Iraq since October. Because of that, a comprehensive study by the Army is underway to help pilots dodge enemy ground fire. Iraqis are using rocket-propelled grenades and heat-seeking surface-to-air missiles in their attacks. The study is recommending specific changes to pilots' procedures. A plane heading to the U.S. was diverted.
Yeah, when we return, find out why and which country it was flying from. Plus, tragic news in a plane crash over Lake Erie.
And sailing the seas, find out what's being done to keep the cruise ships safe from terrorists.
And remember, if you have a question, a comment, or a story idea for us, we do want to hear from you. You simply log on to fox40.com and you can email us. Or you can call the Viewer's Voice phone line at 916-733-3151.
I have a dream. This nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its
What was once a father's vision is now a son's.
We've got some major issues to address in 2004 and beyond.
I'm Thomas Drayton. Join me for my exclusive interview with Martin Luther King III this Monday on Fox 40 News at 10.
What were we thinking about when we gave the Kia Sedona a more powerful standard engine? What were we thinking about when we gave it such a great warranty and priced it thousands less than our competitors? What were we thinking about when we designed it to get the government's highest safety rating? What were we thinking? We were thinking about Scotty, Nanny, Poppy, Uncle Larry, Derek, Eric, Dad, and Mr. Mophead. The always family-friendly Kia Sedona.
Visit your local Kia retailers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Stop by Circuit City today and check out our huge selection of the latest TVs, from widescreens to plasmas. And just in time for the big game, get free delivery on all TVs 30 inches and up. Plus, get $50 to $100 instant savings on all TVs $399 and up. Like this Sony 46-inch high-def widescreen TV monitor, just $1599.99. And this Akai 42-inch digital plasma TV, just $2699.99. Circuit City, we're with you.
Welcome to Walmart.
People deserve to have a good experience when they come here to Walmart.
The most important thing about my job is to make the customers happy so they come back to us again.
I think it's because of the people and the service and the respect you get whenever you come here.
We always got a say, and the customer's number one.
We are nothing without our customers.
You know, I say, can I help you? What I can do for you?
I think we're all that way here.
Without the customer, I think we don't have no Walmart store.
If I can make someone's day a little bit nicer, then I've done my job.
Just how big should an SUV be? The Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty. It's big on what matters and small where it counts.
This portion of Fox 40 News is brought to you by SBC. Ordinary people, extraordinary job.
You're looking at a very icy Lake Erie where search crews have been unable to retrieve the bodies of 10 people believed to have died in yesterday's plane crash, including a Los Angeles woman. The pilot of the small plane made a frantic call for help shortly after takeoff. Crews have located the aircraft nose down, 24 feet underwater, but because of the weather, they're on hold. They're holding off all of their recovery efforts for now. Some Delta Airlines passengers traveling from Germany to the United States are unexpectedly spending tonight in Ireland. Now that's because while in flight, crew members aboard this plane found a note in the bathroom regarding a possible bomb. Pilots made an emergency landing in Dublin, Ireland. Authorities evacuated the plane, then searched it. They found no explosive device. Passengers will be flown to their original destination of Atlanta sometime tomorrow.
A privacy rights group is up in arms after Northwest Airlines gave NASA information on millions of its airline passengers. The information was given to NASA's Ames Research Center in Mountain View for a security project. The privacy rights group says the information was given to NASA after the September 11th attacks. The Electronic Privacy Information Center in Washington, D.C. plans to file suit in federal court in San Jose this week. Deluxe cruise ships are starting to take extra safety precautions in a time of heightened national security. Cruise line officials and the Coast Guard have set a number of rules to ensure passenger safety, such as no boating zones, underwater surveillance, and military personnel in plain clothes.
Security and safety of our passengers and crew is and always has been and always will be our #1 priority. We have very excellent coordination, cooperation, and procedures in place.
Cruise line officials say as of July 1st, the Coast Guard will begin enforcing even more stringent rules for U.S. ports. 2 inmates are holding guards hostage this hour.
We'll have details on that prison standoff coming up next. Boss.
You say, put the gun down, and you say it in a way that communicates the seriousness of your intention.
Wait till you hear this. One Northwest city is cracking down on its cursing cops.
And find out why you may want to look for a woman if you get in trouble in San Francisco.
Small business owners don't like limits. Limits don't encourage, motivate, or inspire. So we're removing them. Introducing SBC Unlimited Long Distance for Business. Unlimited nationwide long distance for a flat $20. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
A person can't really understand what it's like to be overweight unless they've been overweight. I was 77 pounds overweight. I was miserable. With LA Weight Loss, it was exciting. I lost weight each week. I lost dress sizes left and right. Within 36 weeks, I went from a size 18 all the way down to a size 8. I decided to join the company because they changed my life, and I wanted to help other people change their lives too.
LA Weight Loss Centers. Call for your free consultation. 1-800-526-SLIM.
12 feet tall, for 10,000 pounds. And the kid seat's just half price for the biggest deal of the year. Fans on the Parson Ford trucks bring you the Del Taco Monster Jam, presented by Big O Tires and Folsom Lake Ford. Kid seats are just half price. To see U.S. Hot Rod Monster Trucks, Grave Digger, and more. And adults take $4 with a coupon from Big O Tires. Monster Jam, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Arco Arena.
Whoa. Digital widescreen high-definition TVs with digital auto convergence and HD component video inputs, plus high-speed velocity scan modulation. Don't touch.
Hey guys, check out the game in high def.
Sweet. Now pay no interest for 2 years or get 10% off all TVs $299 and up. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
On-star emergency, this is Greg. Sir, I've got a signal that your airbag is deployed. I'm going to contact police and let them know where you are, okay?
Fox 40 News at 10 continues.
There's a prison standoff involving 2 hostages in Arizona tonight. The standoff started this morning when 2 inmates gained access to the officer's tower. Now, officials say the prisoners hurt 2 guards and a staff worker. They then took 2 officers hostage. One is a man, and he has been hurt. The other, a woman who appears to be okay at this hour. Negotiations are underway right now. The rest of the inmates have all been accounted for.
A Stanislaus County judge is set to decide the location of the Scott Peterson double murder trial on Tuesday. But even before that happens, Bay Area hotels are already pitching their rooms to TV stations and newspapers, as well as law enforcement agencies and attorneys. 4 counties are currently in the running: Santa Clara, San Mateo, Alameda, and Orange counties. The trial is set to begin January 26th. It's another big day for women in San Francisco. Today, the new mayor picked a new female police chief. Mayor Gavin Newsom named Assistant Police Chief Heather Fong as interim police chief. This just 2 days after he swore in Joanne Hayes White as the city's first woman fire chief.
It's time to move this department in a new direction. It was clear to me after exhaustive consideration that there was one person that I have tremendous confidence in, someone I think can really start the process of reform.
Fong takes over a department that's been going through a lot of infighting since the Fajita-Gate scandal last year.
Busted. Police in Portland, Oregon are being asked to clean up their language after a number of complaints about their use of cuss words. But Will this affect their ability to do their jobs? Fox reporter Dan Springer has the story.
Cops in Portland, Oregon are being told to clean up their language, ordered not to curse except in potentially explosive situations.
People of Portland have very high expectations of the type of service that's provided by their police bureau.
The city's police review commission spent weeks doing a profanity audit. They identified 63 complaints about blue language over a year and a half. While only 4 allegations have been substantiated, the new police chief demanded change.
The number one complaints we were getting was for conduct, what officers were doing and what officers were saying, and those are things that we can easily fix.
Under Portland's new profanity policy, officers are only allowed to curse when they think it will help them avoid using force. And if they do, they have to justify the cuss word in a written report. Officers say it's just one more level of politically correct scrutiny from a public that really doesn't understand the job they do.
It's a little hard to believe that we'll be writing in reports every time we use some profanity.
Cops who curse will be tracked by the department and could be disciplined if they receive too many complaints. Officers say profanity can help avoid violence and get the attention of crime suspects.
You say, put the gun down, and you say it in a way that communicates the seriousness of your intention so that you avoid having to use deadly force.
City leaders who support the cop cursing crackdown say they're glad the department is not plagued by corruption or brutality, but with so few complaints about foul language, officers and their backers wonder if the new cussing code is just a solution looking for a problem. In Portland, Oregon, Dan Springer, Fox News.
An impressive implosion in Florida today. We'll check out why this building was demolished, and we'll tell you about the delivery that took more than a week.
This family's future son-in-law, and we are getting married in 3 days, is going to become their worst nightmare.
I can't wait to get your daughter in bed.
Thanks to Fox, my big, fat, obnoxious fiancé.
Got a naked dance for Randy. People say I got a nice butt, despite what you might think.
Monday after the premiere of American Idol on Fox 40. She murdered his wife, but to stop a deadly virus, will Jack Bauer do the unthinkable? 24.
Tuesday at 9 on Fox 40.
I want my baby back.
Chili's legendary mesquite smoked double-basted baby back ribs.
I got my baby back ribs.
Sometimes when people come into H&R Block, it's like looking in a mirror. I remember the pressure. Student loans, overdue bills. With Instant Money, they can walk in with their taxes and walk out with a loan check.
Instant money loans, another advantage of H&R Block.
Now that you can stand on your own 2 feet, you'd like to keep it that way. Shall we change your diaper? Relax. You've got new Easy Up's First Steps. It goes on easily and absorbs like Pampers. New Easy Up's First Steps, created by Pampers.
Introducing Subway's new Atkins-friendly turkey and bacon melt wrap. With under 11 net carbs, it won't make up for those sick days you spent on the golf course, but it will help make up for your recent high-carb hijinks. Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
The all-new Toyota Tundra Double Cab. Not just big, life-size.
Here's a little taste of something different.
Introducing Chili's Shanghai Boneless Wings. Toasted sesame seeds, ginger citrus glaze, creamy wasabi ranch dressing, and no bones. Want more flavor?
I love Chili's.
This portion of Fox 40 News is brought to you by Mitsubishi.
Wow, a 15-story condominium building came crumbling down today in a community just north of Miami Beach, Florida. The high-rise apparently had mold problems. It just wouldn't go away, so developers imploded the condos to make way for new development. Make way for 6 babies.
Oh, boys. Yeah, and girls, too. Yeah, 10 days after delivering baby number 1, a Michigan mom gives birth to babies 2 through 6. Can you count them? We're talking sextuplets here. 4 boys, 2 girls. born 3 months premature. Here's reporter Kim Covington with the story.
Oh, wow.
Ben Van Houten looks pretty calm for a dad who's just been handed 5 more babies, born within an 11-hour period.
You know, the Lord's really blessed us.
Their journey began Friday afternoon.
I don't think anybody could imagine the blessings and the roller coaster ride that we've gone through.
Garrett Calvin is their second baby.
Garrett was sucking his thumb. That was pretty neat. And
Garrett was born at 5:37, weighing 1 pound, 12 ounces. But little did doctors know he wasn't coming alone.
Samantha was kind of wanting to go along for the ride, so she kind of held on to Garrett, and out they came together.
Samantha Claire joined him at the same time, weighing 6 ounces less. Then just before 6 o'clock last night, the largest of them all, Nolan Benjamin, pushed his way into the world. He's 2 pounds and an ounce.
Nolan's so big, and he's just huge. Then there was a big wait.
A 5.5-hour wait before Peyton Scott was ready. The smallest of the bunch arrived at 11:28 last night, weighing only 1 pound, 4 ounces.
Peyton, when he came out, he had his eyes open. He was the first one with his eyes open.
But the last of the sextuplets wanted to make a more dramatic entrance.
Kennedy was a little stubborn because she wanted her own birthday, too. And
Kennedy Alexis arrived at 3:08 during this morning's snowstorm. She's 1 pound, 5 ounces. Now, they will all join their 1-week-old brother, John Paul, in room 6 here at DeVos Neonatal Center.
People have to wait normally a year to go through having another baby, and I got 6 and got the blessings of 6 in a week.
6 babies delivered over a 10-day period. It's no surprise their 26-year-old mom, Amy, is exhausted. Doctors say she delivered them all vaginally with very little medication.
I'm very proud of my wife. I mean, I can't explain how proud I am of her.
Yeah, you can only guess why we didn't see Mom. She has to be incredibly exhausted. And Kim tells us the Van Houtens did use fertility drugs to become pregnant.
Well, compared to having 6 babies, our weather has been a breeze. Just a lot of low clouds and fog to deal with. And I do have good news. We have a very weak system that's headed into the Pacific Northwest. It will slide south. The good news for us, it may help clear out all those clouds. That's coming up in your forecast.
Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston danced their way to the top of the box office this week with Along Came Polly.
You go, Ruben. American Idol fans got a treat at today's NFC Championship game. We'll have more on that.
The 2004 Mitsubishi Endeavor. Automotive critics chose its performance, handling, and comfort over the Toyota Highlander. But you don't have to be a critic to love it. The Mitsubishi Endeavor. More stuff, more to feel good about. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on a new 2004 Endeavor. Only at your Mitsubishi retailer.
He's a sick kid. I don't trust him. Stay away from her. You can't fight fate, man. I'm not gonna let this happen.
The OC. Wednesday at 9 on Fox 40. Jack's eye on fashion.
You know, anger doesn't really go with what you're wearing. But then again, not much does.
Jack's eye on hygiene.
Grace, I came by to return your electric toothbrush.
You used my toothbrush?
Relax, I didn't use it on my teeth.
Will and Grace, weeknights at 6:30 and 11 on Fox 40.
Who reports to me?
We report to you with a team of local journalists sensitive to the challenges that face your family every day.
Who reports to me?
We report to you with over 30 years of experience delivering compelling local news to your town every night. Fox 40 News at 10. We report to you.
Want to save on all your favorite brands like Tropicana, Quaker, and Campbell's? Then come to the famous brand sale at Rayleigh's, Bel Air, and Nob Hill Foods. You'll find Tropicana orange juice in all varieties, 2 for $4. Quaker Instant Oatmeal, 2 for $5. Mother's Cookies, just $1.99 each. And all national brand 12-pack sodas are 2 for $7. The famous brand sale at Rayleigh's, Bel Air, and Nob Hill Foods.
The four-wheel drive Sequoia. One of the official Toyota vehicles of Alpine Meadows Resort. Thanks to its 240 horsepower V8 engine, four-wheel traction and vehicle stability control, and most importantly for some, its seat warmers. Check out the Sequoia at your Toyota dealer today.
This portion of Fox 40 News is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Fox 40 News at 10 continues.
Along Came Polly has come along and swept its way to the top of the box office. The Ben Stiller Jennifer Aniston comedy rang in $27.6 million in its opening weekend. Big Fish stayed at number 2 again this week with $10.4 million. Torque beat out The Return of the King for the number 3 spot. There you see The Return of the King, number 4. And rounding out the top 5 this weekend, Cheaper by the Dozen.
Well, he's used to singing to packed houses. Today, he sang to a packed stadium. It was a big day for the big fella. American Idol's Ruben Studdard sang the national anthem at today's NFC Championship game in Philadelphia.
I'm a fan of the National Football League and football. You know, I played football my whole life, so just to be a part of this game in any way, it's fun. You know, I've been looking forward to doing something with NFL, so this is great.
Studdard, who beat out fellow Idol Clay Aiken, plans to hit the road later this year for a headlining concert tour.
Bono, the front man for the rock band U2, is getting special recognition for his humanitarian efforts. Coretta Scott King, the widow of Martin Luther King Jr., presented Bono with the Salute to Greatness Award. She did that last night at the King Center in Atlanta. Bono was singled out for his social activism on third world debt relief and also the AIDS epidemic in Africa.
Tune in tomorrow as Fox 40's Thomas Drayton sits down for an exclusive one-on-one interview with Martin Luther King III.
We've got some major issues to address in 2004 and beyond.
From war to poverty and crime, the son of the civil rights leader discusses how he continues to fight for his father's dream. That's tomorrow night on Fox 40 News at 10. Lots of the valleys still had overcast skies today.
I know, but you know what? The sun tried. The sun really tried, but it just didn't come out here in Sacramento, at least in this area. It did not. Fox 40 meteorologist Christina Warner up next with all the weather and maybe a little bit of sun.
You need it. And later in sports, the Super Bowl lineup is set. Mark Dembski, MD, will have all of today's highlights.
Only one truck could be called the next F-150, and here it is, with our strongest frame ever built, supporting a deeper bed for the most cargo room ever.
It also happens to be my favorite new wide receiver.
And now you can catch a new F-150 with 0% financing or $1,000 cash back.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Attention shoppers, here's what all the well-dressed food will be wearing this season. French's Gourmet flavored mayonnaise. Nothing spices up a veggie dip like French's Gourmet Chipotle Chili.
Try French's Gourmet. It's the new rage in mayonnaise. Fact. To a child, any food can be fast food. Fact. Lysol sanitizing wipes clean and kill 99.9% of germs in seconds. No other wipe kills germs faster. Life demands Lysol. That's a fact. Now available in a new 70-count size.
Even close up, hair color should look natural. That's why today's Just for Men with X-Gray Science targets only the gray hair, replacing it with subtle tones that match your own color. In 5 easy minutes, vitamin-enriched Just for Men rejuvenates hair, brings back a natural look. No matter how close up she gets. Just for Men with X-Gray Science, the Rejuvenator.
Welcome to Walmart.
People deserve to have a good experience when they come here to Walmart.
The most important thing about my job is to make the customers happy so they come back to us again.
I think it's because of the people and the service and the respect you get whenever you come here.
We always got a saying, the customer's number one.
We are nothing without our customers.
You know, I say, can I help you? What I can do for you?
I think we're all that way here.
Without the customer, I think we don't have no Walmart store.
If I can make someone's day a little bit nicer, then I've done my job.
The Fox 40 Weather Report is brought to you by General Motors. And now, Fox 40 Weather.
More clouds today, but some spots did get some sunshine, and it is going to get better as we head into the next couple of days. Let's go ahead right now, though, and take a look at your current conditions. It is chilly tonight. 43 in Sacramento, 39 in Stockton already, 43 in Modesto, 46 for Fairfield and Blue Canyon right now at 40 degrees. We will see some clouds move in, though, so it's not going to get too cold. Let's go ahead right now, though, and take a look at your high temperatures. Pretty much where we thought we'd be. The fog still lingered throughout the Sacramento Valley and also San Joaquin and Stanislaus. You can see right around 50 degrees in both Stockton and Modesto, 53, in Sacramento, 50 degrees in Stockton and Modesto. But as you head to the north, that's where we started to see some sunshine. We actually finally cleared out a little bit. Marysville up to 55, 59 in Redding. Also, some sunshine in the higher elevations with temperatures in the mid-40s. The same thing for the coast, a little bit of sunshine. I think everybody's going to get in on the sunshine, especially as we head into Tuesday. But tomorrow we'll also see a little bit more sun than certainly we've seen over the past, 5, 6, 7 days. It's been a long time since we've seen sunshine up and down the valley. We are starting to see some patchy fog, however, develop tonight. So we're pretty much used to it, but once again, it looks like patchy fog will start to form as we head into the early morning hours. Already visibilities in Stockton, Modesto starting to get a little bit small. You can see up to about 2 miles in Stockton, Modesto at 3 miles, the same for Sacramento. So certainly areas of patchy fog. A lot of people off tomorrow, but if you are up and out on the commute, keep in mind you will see some fog. But I think it's going to get better. The reason why, we have another very weak storm system that's going to help scour out these clouds. Take a look. You can see the actual storm system right there. It's slowly moving in. It will actually start to move south, so it's going to mean a possible chance of showers over the northern Sierra. So if you're heading up to ski tomorrow, just keep in mind you might see a snow flurry or two. It's not going to be a big deal. I don't think you're going to need the chains, but you may see a little bit of snow tomorrow by the afternoon. Other than that, the valley stays dry, and this storm system will help to start that northerly flow. So that means north winds a little bit stronger than what we've seen over the past week, and it will help move those clouds out. Tomorrow we'll get a little bit of sunshine, but still have to deal with some clouds. Then I think on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a lot of sun, just a little bit of fog possible in the morning hours. All right, temperatures you can see quite mild tomorrow. In the upper 50s across the Bay Area. Same thing as you head into the Sacramento Valley. We'll see temperatures in the upper 50s, so quite a bit warmer than where we were this weekend. We will see a little bit of sunshine, as I said, into the afternoon, but those northwesterly winds should also be strong enough just to about 10 miles an hour to start clearing things out. Not quite as clear as you head south. You can see 54 in Stockton, 53 in Modesto, so just a little bit cooler, and we may see a little bit more cloud cover, but it will get better. Tuesday, Wednesday, I think most of the valley will finally see a lot of sunshine. 53 in Placerville, 47 in Pollock Pines. We'll go with partly to mostly cloudy skies in the high Sierra, the reason being that storm system, as I mentioned. And I put in a chance of snow showers by the afternoon, but once again, it's not going to ruin your day if you're skiing. It's just going to be a little bit of snowflakes here or there. All right, so there's your 7-day forecast. Notice I lifted the fog on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We might just see a couple patches in the early morning, but temperatures into the 60s. We'll see mostly sunny skies, so it's certainly going to look a lot different around here. And look at that, no rain. We may update that as we head into the end of the work week. We might see some rain on Friday or Saturday, but right now it looks pretty dry.
We just like the idea of sun.
I know, they're excited about the sun.
It's finally coming.
Yes.
MD, then there were two.
Yeah, there were two, and not the two that I said.
Oh, one of them.
You got one there. When we come back, all the highlights for you from the and post-game reaction from today's conference championships in the NFL. We'll also run down the entire slate in the NBA tonight. And speaking of hoops, yeah, these guys can play a little, more like a little razzle-dazzle today at Arco. Stick around. All your Sunday sports action is on deck.
digital widescreen high-definition TVs with digital auto convergence and HD component video inputs, plus high-speed velocity scan modulation. Don't touch.
Hey guys, check out the game in high def.
Now pay no interest for 2 years or get 10% off all TVs $299 and up. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
At Washington Mutual, we want our customers to get our friendly service wherever they are. That's why we're developing the Insta Branch. You just pull this cord and boom, you got your very own branch.
Hey, what's that, a beef bouillon cube?
It's an Insta Branch. Look.
Until it's perfected, come to one of our existing branches and see how friendly our service can be.
A breakthrough offer from Midas, America's trusted leader in brakes. Right now, get lifetime BSD brake pads or shoes for just $39.95 at Midas. And you'll never have to buy brake pads or shoes again for as long as you own your car. So how do you find the time to repair your brakes without stopping your life? The answer is Midas for fast, reliable brake service. Hurry into Midas today for lifetime BSD brake pads or shoes. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brake pads or shoes, $39.95. Installation extra at Midas.
This portion of Fox 40 News is brought to you by Subaru.
And now, Fox 40 Sports.
Well, good evening, everyone, and sorry, Eagles, not this time either. As you probably witnessed earlier tonight right here on Fox 40, this surprising Carolina Panthers are Super Bowl bound. We'll show you how they did it, huh? Third straight trip to the conference championship for Donovan McNabb and the Eagles, but it was the Panthers who looked like they had done this before. The scoring began in the second quarter. Jake Delhomme to Muhsin Muhammad. Credit Muhammad, though, for finding the football. 7-0 Panthers. Carolina's defense physical and in the face of the Eagles all day. Just ask McNabb, who got piled on late there, actually injuring his back that forced him to the sidelines. He did return, but his winning touch did not. 3 times McNabb would be picked off in this one. These two courtesy of rookie Ricky Manning, who actually intercepted 3 passes today. Carolina split time in the backfield between Stephen Davis and this guy, Deshaun Foster. This is a big-time effort to get into the end zone. 14-3 Carolina in the third, and that's how this one would end. The Carolina Panthers are off to Super Bowl 38.
We wanted to be aggressive as far as rushing the passer, and we wanted to disrupt their receivers in the passing game. And, I thought our guys executed that well. Sometimes they had help over the top, sometimes they didn't.
We don't have a lot of egos. We're just a selfless bunch. Guys don't care who gets the credit. It's and he's kind of brought those guys in, and it's fun to be a part of, because usually, not always the team with the most talent wins. It's a team that has the right chemistry and whatnot.
You got that? New England, the site of today's AFC Championship game between the Patriots and Colts. It was cold in Foxborough, and some believe that, and a guy by the name of Ty Law helped put Peyton Manning on ice. His counterpart, Tom Brady, though, sure had the hot hand. Opening drive for New England ends on this 7-yard scoring pass to David Givens. 7-0 New England. Check out the snow. Manning and the Colts started strong, marching right down the field, but here the first of many mistakes for him. Rodney Harrison picks it off in the end zone, and the Colts would never quite recover. Late second quarter, Colts line up for their first punt attempt of the playoffs. Maybe they shouldn't have, right? No choice but to kick it through the end zone. 15-0 at the break, thanks to a pair of field goals. Now 21-7 late third quarter. Ty Law with his second interception of the day. Manning, he can't believe it, but it got worse, all right. Same score, fourth quarter. Manning will throw, and Law again, his third pick of the day. Peyton Manning, after near-perfect performances in 2 playoff games prior. Today, though, 23 for 47, 1 touchdown, but 4 picks. Indianapolis turned the ball over 5 times. Not to be forgotten, Adam Vinatieri's 5 field goals, a return trip to the Super Bowl for the Patriots to win the AFC Championship 24-14.
Yeah, extremely disappointing, frustrating, disappointing, kind of all of the above. Feel like we worked hard to get here. We played really well to get here, and just didn't play well today.
I think if you stick the receivers tight, it's going to be tough to get the ball in there. I mean, Peyton Manning is a great quarterback. We have a lot of respect for him, but we felt if we played physical and played as a team that we would win this football game.
So it's the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers meeting 2 weeks from tonight, February 1st in Houston, to decide Super Bowl 38. More NFL news to share with you tonight, Former head coach of the Chicago Bears, Dick Jauron here, has agreed to become the new defensive coordinator for his good friend Steve Mariucci in Detroit. Jauron has a strong background on the defensive side, which is one of several things the Lions need. NFL sources are saying Pittsburgh receiver Larry Fitzgerald here will be declared eligible for the upcoming draft later this week. Fitzgerald just finished his sophomore season at Pitt, and it was a good one. 22 touchdowns to start with. This kid should go in the top 5 and maybe even to the Raiders, with a second pick. In the past, players needed 3 NFL seasons to pass before becoming eligible for the draft. Fitzgerald appealed that rule and apparently won because he earned enough credits at a military school he transferred to during his final year of high school. Well, I'm guessing that when Ernie Els played a practice round earlier in the week with 14-year-old phenom Michelle the youngster challenged the tour veteran to defend his title at the Sony Open, and that's exactly what the Big Easy did today during the final round. But he needed a playoff to do it. Els caught third-round leader Harrison Frazier by the end of 18 today. Then on the third playoff hole, watch it here, he will sink this 30-foot birdie putt to win back-to-back titles, the first time in 17 years that has happened at the Sony Open. Hey, don't forget, the Kings with an afternoon game tomorrow because of that holiday, Sacramento will be in Los Angeles to face the Clippers. Game time all set for 12:30 on the hardwood tonight. Blazers troubled forward Rasheed Wallace won't be traded to Dallas. Both sides agreeing on at least that much tonight. Rasheed and the Blazers visiting Phoenix this evening. He'd scored 19. Now the game would come down to this. Tied at 92, Sean Marion tries to create. He threw up an air ball, but Joe Johnson saves the day with the follow right here. Phoenix gaining some confidence. They get the 96-92 victory. Now, earlier today in Boston, the San Antonio Spurs ended their 3-game losing streak, and they did it in easy fashion. Are you kidding me? No one guarding Tim Duncan. TD at 15 and 7. Speaking of poor defense, check out Robert Horry up and over the Celtic D right there. And Rasho Nesterovic with a season-high 23 points, 13 boards. San Antonio wins this thing by 17, 109-92. Hey, forget the slump for Denver rookie Carmelo Anthony against the Miami Heat tonight. Carmelo had his way against a very soft defensive effort. Most of his 31 points coming on drive to the basket. Carmelo, 12 of 17 from the field in this one. The Nuggets, they get over the Heat tonight. Watch this move, 88-80. An update now on the status of Cavs rookie LeBron James. We showed it to you last night. LeBron injuring his right ankle in Utah. He had to be helped off the floor. Word tonight is LeBron will skip practice tomorrow and be a game-time decision Tuesday when Cleveland hosts the Sonics. I'm thinking he may miss a game or two just to make sure that he's 100%. Doctors are calling the injury a light sprain. And we'll wrap it up tonight with some good-time fun out at Arco Arena earlier this evening. The Harlem Globetrotters spending the day entertaining Sacramento basketball fans. I don't know if you realize it or not. These guys have been around since 1927. Not actually these guys, this particular group, but the franchise, 78 consecutive seasons. Yeah, I remember when my parents took me, guys like Meadowlark Lemon, Curly Neal. Hey, did you know that actually Will Chamberlain played for the Harlem Globetrotters?
No, he didn't.
I swear to you.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
It's the Subaru all-wheel drive away. Time to get your all-wheel drive Subaru Outback and head for the hills for as little as $235 a month.